This is a bit of a weird one today, so hear me out. I'm growing cabbage. I'm a cabbage father. I started growing this cabbage maybe a couple of weeks ago. What happened was I had this old cabbage in the fridge, saw it, I was like, ugh, I gotta eat that. So I cut off all the main bits and I left this really chunky stem and it still had quite a lot of cabbage on it. And I was like, I wonder if I could grow this. And I could still see it had like the whole round bottom. So I was like, I don't know, I'll just put it in some water. And so this was what it looked like maybe like after 5 days in the water. And I could see it was starting to grow a little bit. It had these like tiny little mini cabbages popping up, and this one started to grow as well. So I was thinking, oh, okay, this is looking all right. Left it for maybe another 3 or 4 days, and then took it out of the water, and it looks like this. You can see like the roots gone crazy, and those little mini blooms have popped up. And to me, this is just so beautiful. I saw this emerging from nothing, and I just thought it was so beautiful. So anyway, now I've put it into a pot and it's getting really good sunlight. It's in a great spot. It's pretty cold at the moment. I think that helps as well. And it's just really starting to bloom. And once again, I just think it's so beautiful. And I was thinking about this and wondering why I'm so obsessed with my cabbage. But it got me thinking a lot about speaking communication because there are a lot of people who come to me who want to improve their speaking as a result of information they've received from others. So they, are comparing themselves to somebody else. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a native speaker. And it makes them feel like their speaking isn't good enough, right? And it's okay to have good standards and it's okay to want to improve. But what happens is that when we're chasing the standards of somebody else, we forget how great we are, how beautiful we are. And we sometimes just, you might try and like copy someone else. And then you lose your uniqueness and the thing that really makes you special. And so what it makes me think about is that you don't have to be the best to be beautiful. Being beautiful is not about being the best, right? It's not about being the best speaker. It's actually about being good enough, meeting the minimum requirements of being a cabbage, right? You've got leaves, you've got some roots, you kind of look at this. I mean, it's just like it's all sort of, the way I cut it is just in a weird shape, right? So it's not about being the best. This is not the best cabbage in the world, but it's so meaningful in the right context. And so look, there's millions of cabbages out there. This is just a normal cabbage, right? From the supermarket, from the markets, I think. It doesn't mean that it's not beautiful or meaningful. And when we compare ourselves to others, we often forget how beautiful our own speaking can be. And so I highly encourage people to consider that more. If I ever tell you that you have great speaking foundations, and with a little bit of fine tuning, you can be like excellent. I really mean that. And that means that I see something really beautiful in the way that you speak. And I want to nurture that and highlight it. And with a few small tweaks in terms of like typical skills, we can raise your baseline to be good enough to meet all the requirements. And then you can have the confidence to go out and speak the way you want to and really express that uniqueness and that beautifulness about you. So anyway, maybe I'm losing my mind, but would also love to hear whether you get what I'm saying, and feel free to comment below if you can resonate with that idea. All right, thanks.